Hello, Cricuters. Welcome to Cricketing with Delonda. It's me again, Delonda, and thank you so much for joining me today. In today's tutorial, I'm so excited about this one because I'm actually using our foil iron-on transfer for the very first time. I am so pleased with the way this came out. This is the finished product. You know how much I love my name. We will not spend too much time right here. Without further ado, let's look at the materials. After materials, we will go into Cricut Design Space, and after that, you'll see my layering process. But don't forget to stay until the end because I will show you how I was able to fix my little snafus that I had along the way. You ready? Let's get started. The materials I'll use for this project include my Cricut Explore Air 2, my Cricut 9x9 Easy Press, my green standard grip mat. I'll use this black canvas bag that I purchased from Walmart. I'll use 3 sheets of foil iron-on transfer. These are all Cricut brand. They came in one of the most recent mystery boxes, and I'll have my heat press set to 290 degrees for 30 seconds. Okay, let's head on over to Cricut Design Space. I am in Cricut Design Space and I am connected to my Cricut Explore Air 2. The first thing that I'll do is grab a shape. I'm grabbing a square and I'm going to resize it to 11 by 11 because that's the amount of space that I want to cover on the front of my canvas bag. After I grab the shape, I'm going to change it from that dark color, even though the color of my bag is black. I'm changing it to a pen so that as I start to add my name in, I can see it as I resize it and move my name around. So I'll type my name and I'll just duplicate it a few times so I don't have to keep retyping it. I can just change the font each time I need to. I'll move those out and then type my name one more time. This time I'll type it in all caps and I'll duplicate that a couple of times. Okay, now I'll start to just look through the various fonts that I have downloaded. Some of these fonts are available in Cricut Design Space. Some of them I downloaded from dafont.com. All of the fonts that I'm using are linked below this video. I listed them by name and I also included where they came from, if they are Cricut fonts or if I downloaded them from dafont.com. There is one font in particular, the one that's called Samantha. I purchased that one from Creative Fabrica. I also left it below the video in the description along with the link if you're interested in getting that font. As I go through, I'm just going to go through here and look for different fonts that I like, resize my name. Sometimes, in some cases, I rotated my name. I'll show you an example of a couple that were rotated. So I'm going to continue the process of adding my name, just grabbing one from the side over at the right and just changing the font as I find one that I like or one that really speaks to me. And I'm just filling in all of the empty space. I'm making sure that my name is attached. So even though it's typed as one thing, I'm making sure that each time I type my name that I also click the attach button. That will matter once I get ready to start changing the colors up. So right here, I'm just, duplicating ones that I really like. Again, I'm rotating that one. I rotated by 270 degrees and I made it very small. And I just made it fit in that open space. The goal is to not have any blank space, to just fill this bag up with my name as many times as I can So I'm not wasting vinyl, I'm not having any open space, and my finished product will be filled in with all of the various options of my name. Now that I have my name filled in as much as I want to, I am going to delete the extras and just go through and make sure my name is attached. That everywhere I see it, it is attached, so that once I start to change the colors and attach the layers, I won't have a problem. So that's what I'm doing on this part, just double checking that every layer of my name is attached. Once I finish adding my name and filling in the empty space with hearts, then I started to recolor or add color to just different, the different font choices. I knew I was using 3 different colors, the teal, the hot pink, and the silver. And so I was just trying to find colors that were as similar to that as I could. And then I went over to my layers panel and I started to just move the colors down, and I was trying my best to balance it out. So I would add 1 pink layer, 1 silver, 1 blue, 1 pink, 1 silver, 1 blue. And I just continued with that pattern until I used all of the dark gray and my colors were balanced as evenly as they could be. And once I finished doing that, I just removed or changed up the color so I wouldn't have 2 pinks too close to each other or 2 blues, and so that I had a good even balance of all 3 colors. I'll start with my blue layer, and I'll select I'll hold the shift key down and I'll select everything that is blue. Go through here and I'm selecting everything that's blue, and I will go to find everything in my layers panel that is blue. Still looking for everything that's blue, and I will click attach. So let me double check to see that I selected everything. Perfect. Okay, I want to click undo just to get it right back in the right spot. So now I'll do the same thing for my pink layer. So I'll start with the heart. I'll hold the shift key down and I'll select everything that is pink. Hold the shift key down, select everything over here in my layers panel that is pink so that I can get it attached. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna click attach and just double check to make sure I have everything. Perfect, I do. Okay. And then I'll do the same thing with my silver. So I'll go over here now and I'll hold the heart. I'll click on the heart, hold my shift key, and I'll select everything. It should be everything else with the exception of the pen. And I'll click attach. Let me double check it. Perfect. Okay. And now what I'll do is go ahead and turn this box off because I don't need it. And I am ready to click make it. It's going to sort my mats. I should have 3 mats. So this is my silver mat. I'm going to go ahead and mirror it. This is my blue mat. I'm going to mirror it. This is my pink mat. I'm going to mirror it. And as I always do, I'm going to move this down a little bit just a little bit, so it's not just directly at the top, just in case, you know, my paper snags going into my machine. I don't mess up any of the paper that I can use. Okay, I'm going to click continue. It's telling me that a Bluetooth connection is recommended. It is connected by Bluetooth. Just thinking about it, I'm going to click browse all materials. I have my Cricut Explore Air 2 set to custom. That way I have to choose the material and I don't make a mistake. Okay, so I'm going to choose foil iron-on and I'm going to click done. And then it says make sure mirror is turned on and iron-on material is face or shiny side down. Okay, I'm going to keep it on default pressure. And I'm going to load my materials so that I see the back. And normally when you're using foil iron-on, the back of the material is white and the shiny side of the material is on the mat. But I'll show you all of that before I load it into my machine. Everything I'll do from here will be back on the camera. I'm going to get my silver foil iron-on transfer loaded on my mat first. I'm going to load it with the shiny side down so that the white side of the iron-on is showing. Okay, if you have a mat that is not as sticky as it could be or should be, it's okay to just add a few pieces of tape to hold it down in place. And that is what I'm going to do. Just add some tape. That's another reason why I moved my design down, just in case. I don't need to make it that big. I can use it smaller. Okay. And I will get it loaded. Before I start to weed out the design, I'm going to cut off all of the excess vinyl that I can use on another project. So I'll get my knife and I will cut away any of the extra vinyl that can be used on a future project. I have decided that I'm going to press the blue layer first, and while the blue layer is cooling off, I'll be weeding the next layer. According to the the Cricut heat press guide, it says to preheat for 5 seconds, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to preheat my bag for 5 seconds. Or more. I'm not really counting, not really being official right here. Okay. And I'm going to get the blue layer and double check it. Okay, I want it to be right there. That looks good. So I'm gonna have to actually press this twice, because my easy press, my 9x9 won't cover the whole area. And that's fine. I'll get a sheet of parchment paper to put on top. And I'll press it for 30 seconds. I'll speed this part up. I'm going to let this blue layer cool and I'll start to weed the pink layer. And by the time I finish weeding that, the blue layer. So here's my pink layer with all of my extra vinyl cut out. Once I finish that, the blue layer should be cool. Trying it again. I think it's cool. Looks like I'm getting a good result. Yes. Yay. OMG. Oh my goodness. This stuff is a little bit scary. This stuff is a little bit, okay, I think it just takes some getting used to. So that is the first layer and I love it. So this Delonda goes on the outside of this one. Kind of goes like that. Ooh, we'll cut it close. Ooh, ooh, that's gonna be so nice. Let me look at it again. Double check, double check. Yes. Okay. So now I will put the put the pillow back inside. That is what gave me good, even surface for pressing. And since most of my pink is on this side, I'll just pull it over and then I'll add my parchment paper on top and I will press it for 30 seconds. I'll speed this part up and I'll move my easy press around as I need to. So while I'm waiting for my pink layer to cool down, I've already taken out my HTV Ront mini press. And what I've decided to do instead of pressing over the blue and pink layers again is just cut the silver pieces apart. And I'll use my mini press if I need to go over the silver layers. And I will put them strategically in place instead of pressing over the whole thing. So now this pink layer is, I'm sure it's cooled down. I let it cool down for about 10 minutes. And that is the key to working with foil iron-on, is letting it cool down completely. And trust me, I learned that the hard way. So now I'm gonna put my silver layer down. I have my HTV Ront mini press there just in case. And I just haven't decided if I'm going to use it yet, but I have it plugged up and it's ready to go just in case. So I don't have to keep pressing over the pink and blue layers, because my blue layer was starting to get a little bit wrinkly because I was adding so much heat on top of the heat that I already had. My heat press is set to 290 degrees for 30 seconds. And you know, it started to impact the blue layer a little bit. So I just wanted to be careful about it right here. I am sure this is cooled down, so I will go ahead and peel it off. And see what it looks like. So far, so good. Beautiful. Did a little overlap right there. Did not try to do that. Uh-oh. It's not pressed right there enough. So I'm going to turn on my little mini press and I'll press this side and I'll let it cool down and then I'll come back. Okay, so hopefully you were able to follow along with my process. Now you did see, hopefully you saw at the end, some of my blue foil iron-on was little wrinkly because I pressed each layer for the full amount of time. Now I would not say that you have to do it that way. Maybe you want to press it for less time, but still use the recommended heat setting, which is 290 degrees. If I had to do this all over, I would still do it that same way. What I did to get the wrinkles out is I added parchment paper on top, and I just pressed over this with my mini press. You don't have to use a mini press. You can use a 9x9. You can use your full size heat press if you have one. What I do suggest though, if any of your foil iron-on gets to have some wrinkles in it, just go over it lightly with a heat press. That's all I did, and I didn't time it. Maybe it was 5 seconds or less, but I didn't stay in one specific area. Wherever I saw the wrinkles, I just went over it, and that smoothed the wrinkles out magically. I am so excited with how this turned out. I absolutely love this. I've never used foil iron-on before, but I'm excited that I was able to do it in this tutorial. If you found this tutorial helpful, please go ahead and hit the like button, consider subscribing to my channel, and turn on the bell for notifications because I do upload new content every single week. Thank you so much for joining me today, and thanks for watching. Bye.